All right, let's take you to this now. The National Prosecuting Authority's Asset Forfeiture Unit has been granted a preservation order for 6 immovable properties valued at 32 million rand. According to a statement released by NPA National Spokesperson Adv Mthunzi Mhaga, this order includes a Mercedes-Benz G63 AMG purchased cash for 2 million rand, allegedly with proceeds of a crime linked to the Free State Asbestos corruption and money laundering case. Mhaga has confirmed that the assets belong to the slain Ignatius Igo Mbambani, his wife Michele Mpambani, and their entities, as well as a co-accused Sello Radebe. He says the preservation order will effectively put a freeze and thwart any efforts to dissipate the very assets sought to be preserved. Let's get the very latest now from our reporter, Makgala Matsiteng. Makgala, of course, this is a major development for the NPA's Assets Forfeiture Unit. Speak to us about the latest developments.
Thank you very much, Unati. Yes, as you have stated, that is the latest development, but I'm standing with the National Prosecuting Authority spokesperson, Mthunzi Mhaga, who will take us through what this means for this case, as we see that you have already gotten another order, of course, for these assets.
It is an amount, in fact, it's 6 immovable properties and 1 Mercedes-Benz, which was bought cash for an amount of 2 million, but in total it is 32 million worth of property that has been preserved. The order we received it on 13 March 2025. They have 14 days from the date it has been served on them to either oppose or challenge the order or accept it, but we have 90 days within which it has to be confirmed by the court. We presented evidence convincingly to the judge that these were proceeds of crime, and it is part of an aggressive strategy by the NPA's Asset Forfeiture Unit to ensure that the state capture related cases, the financial incentive that many accused persons derived from that, is taken away from them.
Well, earlier on you had years ago gotten an order to freeze some of the assets amounting to 300 million rand, if I'm not mistaken. Is this part of that amount, or is it in addition to that?
It's part of that 300 million worth of assets that have been frozen in relation to the Asbestos case.
So talk to us. I understand that these are the assets that are belonging to 3 suspects, or rather accused on the matter, including the late Igo Mbambani.
Yes, they relate to the late Mr. Mphambani and his wife, and Mr. Radebe and his siblings and their entities. So we decided to group them all together, and the calculation of the assets, it's about 32 million, which include the 6 houses and the motor vehicle, which is a Mercedes-Benz, which was bought cash for 2 million.
Okay, let's also get into what transpired today. Of course, you were confident that the judge will rule in favor of the state in terms of whether to allow other defense lawyers to cross-examine Moradi Cholota, but of course it was not in your favor this time around.
Well, importantly is the fact that the judge adopted a very cautious approach, because he says, I'll allow you to cross-examine the witness, but on limited aspects only. Confine yourself to the issue at hand that is being adjudicated. That is the issue of lack of jurisdiction, and that's why the judge was a bit restrictive. That's why even our prosecution team had to stand up and object to some of the questions that we found to be irrelevant insofar as the issue that is being adjudicated is concerned.
Take us back to just the reasons why you were against it.
We take the view, firmly so, that it is irrelevant to Mr. Makashula because he has not raised the special plea of lack of jurisdiction of this court, because he was never party to any extradition process. It only related to Ms. Cholota. That's why we objected to him being given an opportunity to cross-examine a witness on issues that have no bearing on his defense.
Okay, it has been rather a worry in terms of how long this trial is going to be, and now, of course, we are having a trial within a trial. Are you aware of how many witnesses are going to be called by the state on a trial within a trial?
I have not had that conversation with my team, but you know, when you have multiple accused persons, a possibility exists that there may be a prolonged trial. But we're hoping that the time or period allocated for the trial to proceed is sufficient for us to cover all charges that have been preferred against the accused, including bringing or presenting witnesses that have been lined up.
Okay, thank you very much. That is the spokesperson of NPA, Mthunzi Mhaga, of course, taking us through the latest development as well as what transpired today, especially in terms of what was being argued. We came here, of course, expecting Judge Philip Lobster to make a ruling in terms of whether to allow the other defense lawyers, of course, to also cross-examine the state witnesses on the matter. And he has already ruled, of course, allowing Senior Counsel Lawrence Hodes to cross-examine the state witness on this matter. Unati.
Makgala, thank you so much for that. Of course, Makgala Matsiteng coming to us there from Bloemfontein and speaking to NPA National Spokesperson.